The ship's in trouble again. I've got a stabilizer. Stay here and keep your head down.
Hey folks, welcome back to more Mace Griffin. Well, as the cutscene just told us, the ship is in trouble again and we have to fix that. The bandits sabotaged the inner gyroscope of the ship, which is used to keep it stable. I'm sure there is some science behind it, but I wouldn't know about it. Anyway, you may also notice that this section is on a timer and that it's a pretty large one. And the reason for that is that we have to cross a very large distance before we can reach the gyroscope. Of course, the direct way is blocked, like it has always been in the game so far. And we first have to get to the hangar to get in our ship and fly to another part of the cruise liner. So yeah, our plate is pretty full in this episode. The first part of our journey will take us through the insides of the ship and everything looks really expensive here. The red wall carpet is fancy as fuck. There even is a shiny painting of the cruise liner here. I really dig the design of this area. I mean, it's just really good at giving you the impression that it will cost a lot of space dollars to buy a ticket for this ride. Yeah, the assets down here repeat, like the bookcases and vases, but I still think that it looks very good. Okay, the shotgun has been a good pal so far, but using it on this long corridor isn't going to lead anywhere. Oh, you're throwing grenades at me, huh? Well, let me return the favor. I have gotten a bit better at predicting the bounce of the grenades, but yeah, I still say that they are mostly useless. Case in point. And here we have another professional hostage rescue, Mace Griffin style. You okay, buddy? Ah, no need to thank me, I'm just doing my job. And after a quick peek at the security console, we now know that shit is already going down in the hangar. It's also totally okay to do that in mid-combat because enemies are polite and will wait till you're finished.
Hear something?
Can you hear what is coming? Yep, it's another dropship. And by now, fighting these things is kind of tiring, because yep, it's pretty much always the same. Also, the Valikian who is hiding in the bush on my right is pretty funny to me. He's just peeking. Now we are on the approach to the hangar. We just have to kill a few more guys and then we can check out what's going on in there. I've probably said this before, but it's really satisfying when the shotgun decides to work and isn't wonky. Yep, feels pretty good. The ship security lost the fight here and now we are left to deal with it on our own. Lazy bastards. Well, okay, more like dead bastards, but you get what I mean.
Ranger, I can't get into engineering to open the hangar doors. There's a console in the hangar somewhere that will open them up.
Our main objective here is not to kill all the enemies, but to press a button so that our ship can leave this hangar. But of course you still have to kill a certain amount of the enemies, because otherwise they will just gun you down when you run to the switch. Oh man, the various combat roles in this game will never stop to amuse me. Okay, that's enough. Let's press the button and get out of here. I actually think that is a pretty good surprise because, yeah, you cannot expect it, and it does make some sense. I mean, the enemies already took control of the hangar and Mace doesn't ever seem to lock his doors, so yeah, why shouldn't they go into his ship? And now it's time for another kinda difficult space section. We have to go up against a good cloud of fighters with dropship support, and as in most space battles, you really want to get away from the start because, yeah, you will get shot to shit if you don't do that. I mean, look at this, I'm boosting away with full speed and I still take a good deal of damage. The fighters that we meet in this section are also new, and it's the Valikian model. The Valikian fighters are really flimsy, like you can take them out with 2 or 3 good hits. But on the other hand, they are very fast and agile, pretty much the most agile fighters in the game. So it can sometimes be a bit hard to hit them when you're kind of close to them. But if you can keep them at a distance, you can snipe them pretty good, because they don't dodge that much at a distance, and yeah, if you're not a bad shot, you can take them down pretty easily. But don't get me wrong here, Valikian fighters can still be very dangerous, because they use the same laser that you have, and they are also kinda good at staying in formation, so they will always try to outnumber you. So, while I'm being a king of space here, I think that is a good point to talk about my main problem with this level. It is too fucking long. It is actually so long that I'm going to divide it into 3 videos. Yes, you heard that right. In the last episode I already pointed out that the amount of backtracking that you have to do in this level is pretty much garbage. But you can also add to that the later stages of this level basically require you to walk around a lot while you do nothing else but killing guys. I like FPS games a lot, but even I find this to be boring after a while. And to make matters even worse, one of the later sections is pretty much a maze, and yeah, it's very annoying when you play it for your first time. Well, let's talk a bit about why I think that the game is like it is. If you take a look at Warthog Games' resume, you will actually only find a single FPS game in there, and it's Mace Griffin. The other titles that they have done include such smash hits as Tiny Toon Adventures, Animaniacs, some racing games, and even a Harry Potter game. Nothing close to an FPS, but you can also find a Star Trek and the Battlestar Galactica game in there. And that is why I think that the designers had a hard time with designing a good FPS section, while on the other hand they were pretty competent at making good space sections, because they simply lacked any experience with the FPS genre. One of the posters in my thread also supports this, Kiava, if I spell your name right. I'm not sure, sorry if I spell it wrong. Anyway, that poster informed me that some of the people who worked on this game also had worked on games like Star Lancer, Wing Commander or the Privateer games. So yeah, it's really no surprise that the space sections of this game are much more polished and fun than the FPS sections. I mean, I don't want to excuse the devs here or something like this, I just want to give you some perspective on the whole thing. And there goes the last fighter, burning off into space. I'm going to make a shortcut here, because you don't need to see me line up my ship for the landing approach. My armory is totally empty. I'm honestly not sure if I fully cleared it out at the beginning of the level, if the bandits stole it, or if it just went away on its own. Well, time to get back into the insides of the ship. I like that this area looks a whole lot different than the areas that we saw before. This is like the heart of the ship where maintenance work and such things are done, so it's understandable that it doesn't look as posh as the areas for the guests on the ship. Yep, this is kind of a nasty ambush here. Oh hey, guess what? More ambush. Now we have to do a short elevator ride. And as you can maybe guess, there are enemies on the different levels of this elevator shaft. But you don't actually have to kill all of them. It's okay if you just evade one or two of them. However, something that is kind of shitty is that you have to jump off the elevator at the lowest point, because it will automatically go back up. Yep, can't really foresee that. Oh hey, what a conveniently placed barrel. Why the fuck did you survive and what happened to me? Reversal of fortune, I would say. Well, at least medpacks aren't too scarce down here. And now we get into a section that I like to call the Half-Life room. You will understand why in a minute. First off, there are a few snipers in here that I have to take care of. It's not too bad, but it can be a bit hard to spot them because the room is quite large. But I would say that there have been worse sniper sections in the game so far. Anyway, why am I calling this the Half-Life room? Well, you can already see that there is a bunch of machinery around and that a lot of the parts of the room are destroyed. So can you figure out what we are going to do here? Huh? Can you? Right, it's one big jumping section. But it's honestly not too bad as far as the jumping sections go in this game. The main challenge is to evade the electrical hazards, random explosions and just find the right way through all of it. Honestly, it's not too bad. Whoops, got hit by a flash grenade. And as you can see, they will also affect enemies. The random explosions will also blind you in this section. I have no idea why, but yeah, they do. And they will also damage you a little bit, but it's not that big of an issue.
Where did the monkey go?
And here you can pretty much see what the section is all about. And be honest, doesn't this remind you of Half-Life? I just couldn't shake the feeling when I was playing through it. I had to think of Half-Life all the time. The electrical currents in this level are kind of dangerous because they do a solid amount of damage, and if you then get hit by a sniper, yeah, then it can quickly spiral out of control. And here is a nice little newbie trap. Of course, I only did that to show it off, not because I forgot about it. Nope. Anyway, even if nobody has told us about it, our goal is to get down there and follow the big pipe. And I'm kinda done with this room, so yeah, I just tank it. Fuck it. There are actually two ways you can take here. They will both lead to the same destination, but the right one has a bit more pickups, while the left one will throw more enemies at you.
What was that?
So right here the level will start to become a bit mazy. It's not that much of an issue right now, but you have maybe realized that we didn't have our objective radar for like in a long fucking time. There are also a few dead ends around here, so yeah, you might get lost a little bit here, but believe me, it's going to get worse. It's going to get much worse. This walkway is right above the gyroscope that we have to fix, and sorry for not taking a look at it, but I really didn't want to play any games with the timer. Yep, welcome to Corridor Choice Land. And I'm resisting the pun about Mace and mazes here. Oh goddammit, I did it, didn't I? Well, kind of. While you do have access to your radar here, it doesn't help too much, I wanna say. Because there are still a lot of corridors that will lead you to dead ends or closed doors. If you would ask me how to beat this section, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Even if you look at a walkthrough, it's kind of complicated, so sorry.
I'm taking you down, boy!
Jumping onto objects, my one true enemy in this game. Oh hey, more conveniently placed barrels.
Cover me!
And here the knockdown effect of the shotgun really played in my favor. Fighting that cyborg could have been ugly otherwise. I'm also going to whip out the plasma machine gun in a second, and in this area you can clearly see how the shots ricochet off the metallic surfaces. And here we learn about another hidden property of this weapon. You cannot use it to destroy barrels. I have no idea why. It's just the way it is. Yep, it's time for the energy ball again, and this time I'm going to hit my target. You will see. I really hope to get a double kill here, but oh well, it was not meant to be. Aside from being mazy, this area is also notorious for enemies like sneaking up on you, because they just hang around in all the side corridors and will eventually get attracted by your noises. God damn it! I will never master the ball, I'm sorry. That sounded kind of routine. Anyway, let's follow our radar to the end. Oh no, what is that? A locked door. Which is also bullet and laser proof. Yep, after managing to get through this fucking maze, you have to figure out how to bypass this door. And the way forward is actually not that easy to spot, because it is hidden in the back of this room. See the vent up there? Yep, that is where we need to go. Turns out that vent covers are also laser proof. And this is like the one great thing in the game that you can shoot with bullets. Don't ask me why, please don't. Well, now we are behind the door, and if you aren't pressed for time, do not operate this button right now. Clear out the room first if you still have enough time left. You will understand why in a minute. Okay, now we can press the button. And for some reason fixing the gyroscope will kill us in 40 seconds. I have no idea why. This is also going to be the end of the video. This level ends on a very awful section that I have to yell about a lot. So yeah, I wanted to contain that in its own video. Bye bye.